Hello guys, once again welcome back to my YouTube channel. Again, this is JOV'S, and in today's video I'm going to share with you and I'm going to discuss the investment problems in algebra. So before we solve problems regarding the investment problem, I'm going to discuss a short or a brief discussion about the guiding principles before we solve problem. This serves as our guide, sort of a formula in solving investment problem. So I call it investment triangle because I'm going to use a triangle for you to easily and memorize the three components of an investment, three important parameters in solving investment problem. So on the upper part of the triangle is the P, or this is the percentage. This is part of the whole of the invested total amount of money. And then we have the base. This is the total investment. And then we have the rate. This is the interest rate annually, or formally we can say that P is it represents part of the whole, or part of the whole invested money. And the base, this is the whole or the total amount of money you invest in a particular business. And of course, the rate is the annual interest rate. In algebra, the investment problems, most of the time we are referring to an annual interest rate. Okay, because there's also a subject in engineering economy that involves interest rate, wherein the interest is invested not only annually but sometimes quarterly and bi-annually and monthly. So the rate is it's on different investment time. Okay, so but in this discussion, the investment, this is a simple interest rate is being invested at interest rate annually. Okay, so in other words, the formula, we can generate the formula. P is always at the upper part of the triangle, and P is equals to the base multiplied by its rate. So this is just a simple illustration so that you can easily remember an investment formula. So always remember where P is always the part of the whole money, and then the base is the whole or the total amount of money invested, and there's an annual interest rate. Take note, I'm talking about annual interest rate when it comes to simple algebra calculation of investment. All right, because you will also encounter simple interest, wherein, as I mentioned a while ago, wherein it involves different times. Different interest rate and different investment times, like biannually, quarterly, monthly. Okay, so but in this case, we're only focusing on annual interest rate, which is invested yearly. All right. So let's proceed with problem number 1 in investment. Okay, let's start solving problem number 1 under the investment problem in algebra. The problem says, each year a student uses the interest earned on two separate investment to help pay college cost. The annual interest rates are 11% and 13%. If the total invested is 15,200 pesos and the total interest earned per year is 1,840 pesos, how much is invested at each rate? Okay, so let's solve the problem. Let's identify the given. The total amount invested is we have the base, which is equal to the total amount invested is 15,200. All right. And there is a total interest earned, which is our P. The total interest earned is, in terms of peso, is 1,840. At an interest rate of R is at 11% and 13% annually. All right. So once again, for us to easily solve this problem, we need to make a table. Okay, for two interest rates. I think I need to. All right, so. Sorry. All right. Let's fill up the table. So we have the base here multiplied by, we know the formula, the rate is equal to the percentage of the total invested money, which is 15,200. And the money at at 11%, this is 11%. And then at the money at 12%. Okay. So, what is the value of BR? Definitely the interest rate will be, we just have to change that one to decimal. So this is 13%. So the value of P depends on R and B. Now, we will use the variable X to represent the value of B. Since we have the total invested amount, 15,200, to be distributed at two different rates, 11 and 13%, the question is, which rates will be assigned X. So based on the problem, if they invested 15,200, if we subtract this to a certain value X, the other value will be the 13%. So definitely we will assign the remaining if we're going to subtract 15,000 200 minus, because this is the invested, they invested it at 11%, which is X here, the 13 or the 11, definitely D, because the remaining 15,000 will be the invested at the 13%. So therefore, our X should be 11. We should invest in the higher. So 15,000, the remaining 15,200 minus the X. The remaining money will be invested to 13%. Okay, because we're going to, at 11%, first invested at 11%, 11% of 15,000 is to be subtracted to the next interest rate, which is 13%. So the difference, the remaining will be the value of X. Okay. So the same procedure, just multiply this one, 0.11 multiplied by the base X, and then 0.13 multiplied by 15,200 minus X. And then the equation will be, if you add these two values, this will equal to the total earned money, which is given. Total earned money is 1,840. So let's form an equation. This is just like what we did in the coin problem. We will make a table multiplied by X plus 0.13 multiplied by 5,000 or 15,200 minus X. Is equal to the earnings, which is given 1,840. To remove the decimal points, just multiply both sides by 100. So this will become 11x plus 13 multiplied by 15,200 minus X is equal to 1,840 multiplied by 100 is 184,000. Okay, further simplifying, let us solve for X. Eleven times X, 11x plus 13,500 multiplied by 13 multiplied by 15,200 is equal to 197,600. 197,600 600 minus 13x. 13 times negative x is 13x. Negative 13x is equals to 184,000. Combine similar terms. So 11x minus 13x, transpose 197,600 to the left, to the right, it will become negative. So 184,000 minus 197,600. 11 minus 13x is negative 2x is equal to 184,000 minus 197,000 is 13,000. Negative 13,600. Divide by negative 2x, negative 2. Divide by negative 2. Cancel. The value of x is equal to 13,600. Divide by 2 is 6,000. 6,800 pesos at 11%. And the remaining, for the money at 13%, this is 15,000 minus 15,200, sorry, 15,200 minus x, the value of x, 6,800 is equal to 8,400 pesos at 13%. So this is the value invested at 13%. Okay, so let's proceed with the question number 2. Problem number 2. Problem number 2 says that Mariam invested part of her 25,000 pesos advance at 8% annual simple interest and the rest at 9% annual interest. If her total yearly interest from both accounts was 2,135 pesos, find the amount invested at each rate. So the same, we need to the given base is, or the total amount invested is 25,000. And our P is also given, which is 2,135 pesos at an interest rate of invested at 8% and 9% annually. So again, let us make a table. two interest rates. So, pays the rate and so the money at 11%. 8%. The money at 8% and at 9%. This is the invested money, the rate, and then the money with interest. Okay, based on the given, again, I'm be using the variable x. Mariam invested part of 25,000. So the remaining is 9%. So the remaining will be at 9%. So therefore, if the remaining is at 9%, the remaining here is at 9%. So therefore, this is the x. Because 25,000 is being invested at 11%, at 8% minus the x. So the remaining will be at 9%. So that will be the x. Invested at 8% minus the remaining will be at the x. It's reverse. Invested, the money x will be at 9%. The remaining will be given to the 8% interest rate because it was subtracted. The value subtracted from 2,500 will be the remaining. So the remaining investment will be in 8%. Okay, so this is 0.08 and this is 0.09. So multiply 0.08 multiplied by 25,000 minus x 0.09 multiplied by x, and then get the sum. So the equation will be 0.08 multiplied by 2,500, 25,000 minus x plus 0.09 multiplied by x is equal to 2,135 pesos. Again, multiply both sides by 100 to get rid of a decimal point. So this is 8 multiplied by 25,000 minus x plus 1, 2, so 9 multiplied by x is equals to 2,135 multiplied by 100 is 213,500. 213,500. So simplify 8 multiplied by 25,000. This is 200,000 minus 8x plus 9x is equal to 213,500 transpose 200,000 to the right, and let us combine negative 8x plus 9x is x. So 213,500 minus 200,000, x is equals to 13,500 at 9%. And 25,000 minus 13,500 is equal to 11,500 at 8%. Okay, so if you notice, at 9%, the value is higher than 8%. So our assignment for x is correct because it's very clear. The remaining should be at the 8%, and x should be the 9%, should be assigned x variable. Okay, so let's proceed with question number 3. Let's proceed with question number 3. Question number 3 under the investment problem says Andrew invested a total of 18,000 pesos. Part of it is at 5% and part of it is at 9%. If his income for 1 year from 9% investment was 100 less than his income from the 5% investment, how much was invested at its rate? Okay, so it's a little bit different from the previous 2 questions. Okay, so let's proceed. But the given is still the given total investment is 18,000 pesos. And there is no given P. There is no money invested, but there is a condition later on that we are going to discover. But the given interest rate is at 5% and 9% invested annually. So again, let us draw a table again that will help us easily analyze the problem. So we need 2 rows for the so we need the interest, the base column, the rate column, and then the P. Let us fill up. Money at 5% and at 9%. This is the base and this is the rate. Base times rate is your P, or percentage of the money from the total investment. So again, based on the given condition, 5% is invested and part of it is, the remaining will be at 9%. So I'm using again the variable x to represent which 18% at he invested 5% of 18% was invested, and the rest will be at 9%. So therefore, x will be the assign x at 5%. And then the remaining is 9%. So 18,000 minus x. Because it is invested at 5%, and then the remaining should be at the 5%. So 18,000 minus x, which is the remaining. So the rate here is 0.05, 0.09. Just convert it to decimal. And then we have 0.05x we have 0.09 18,000 minus x. And based on the condition, if his income for 1 year from 9% investment was, that means this is an equal sign. If his income for 1 year from 9% investment, what is his income from 1 year? The income from 1 year is 9% in 1 year, no? 9% multiplied by 18,000 minus x was, mention here, was 100 pesos less than his income from 5%. So 100 investment from 5% minus 100 is equal to, so minus 100 pesos. Income from 5%. Okay. So let us simplify. Again, multiply this by 100 to remove the decimal. So 100 multiplied by 0.09 is 9, quantity 18,000 minus x is equal to 100 multiplied by 0.05, become 5x. 100 times 100 is 10,000. Let us start for the 18,000 times 9 is equal to 162,000 minus 9x is equal to 5x minus 10,000. Let us transpose 162,000 to the right, and then 5x transposed to the left becomes negative 5x is equals to negative 10,000 minus 162,000. Since they are both negative, we just have to add. So this is 14x negative is equal to negative 172,000. Divide both sides by negative 14. Will become positive. Negative, negative, positive. So the value of x is equals to, which is the investment of at 5%, is 12,285.71 at 5%. And the other one is 18,000 minus x is equals to 18,000 minus 12,285.71 is equal to 5,714.19 at 9%. Okay, so less than 100. So that is the answer, 5,714 and 12,285.71. So let's proceed with question number 4. Okay, let's proceed with question number 4. Some corrections there. Question number 4 says, Harry invested 26,000, part at 10% and part at 12%. His total income for 1 year is 2,860. How much is invested at each rate? So this is like a problem in. So the base is given, which is equal to 26,000, and our P is equals to 2,860. We have a connection here. 2,860 at 10% and 12% interest. So again, we will draw a table for us to easily interest rate. This is the base, this is the rate, and then the right. So the money invested at 10% and then 12%. So 0. This is the rate, this is the base, this is the P, 0.1 and 0.12. What will be our X? So based on the problem, part of 26,000 is at 10% and the remaining will be at 12%. So definitely the remaining will be at 10%. So 10% will be our X, and this will be the 26,000 minus X. The remaining will be at 12%. So multiply by X, And then 0.12 multiplied by 26,000 minus x. So the same, the equation, the same. 0.1 multiplied by x plus 0.12 multiplied by 26,000 minus x is equal to 2,860. So remove the decimal by multiplying both sides by 100. Becomes 10 times x plus 12 multiplied by 26,000 minus x is equals to 2,860 multiplied by 100. It will become 286,000. So 10x plus 26,000 times 12, this is 312,000 minus 12x is equal to 286,000. So let us transpose 312,000 to the right, and then combine 10x minus 12x is equal to 286,000 minus 312,000. 10 minus 12, negative 2x is equal to 286,000 minus 1,212,000 is equal to 26,000. Negative. So divide both sides by negative 2. Negative 2 cancels out. Negative is equals to 26,000 divided by 2 is 13,000 pesos at 10%. And the other one is 26,000 minus 13,000 is equal to 13,000 pesos. At 12%. They are both equal at 10% and 12%. All right, so that's all. Just have your mathematics book and look for problems and then practice, because practice makes perfect. So thank you so much.